Everyone to our next lesson in the Red Strike train-up sessions. I'm Yves, the designer of Red Strike, and in this video we will be covering detection of air units. Air units may be detected by a number of different installations and units. We will go through them one by one. First, of course, the air unit has to take off. The air mission in itself is going to be treated in another video. In this one we just presume that this is a MiG-29 Soviet one from Airbase Yankee. It will take off from hex 0609, and when it takes off, it's undetected. That's why we put an undetected mark on it. We put it on the map at 0609 on the Yankee Airbase hex. First we will see is how it will work with surface units. Fregattengeschwader, that has a detection capability of air units. So the air unit is taking off and it flies in the direction of this surface unit, and we will check if the surface unit had detection range that is sufficient to try to detect it in hex 0608, so 4 hexes away. How do we do that? We will get this ranged characteristic summary. So you will see here surface naval units, detection of air units, and we will see that at 4 hexes, this is the operational hex range, 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes, we have a probability of 5 to detect that air unit. The probability, of course, will get higher the closer the aircraft is. So in this case we would roll a 5 or lower. As always, the lowest is the best. So what we will do is we will roll a die roll, a 1d10 against this 5, and we will hope that it will be 5 or less. 5 or less is sufficient to detect the air unit. Having rolled 5 or less, the unit is detected and we simply remove the detected marker. Only now that the air unit has been detected, naval air combat may take place. That's for another video. So once again, the air unit is airborne, is undetected, and it moves towards an airbase. When we check on this table again, we will see that an airbase has a detection range for air of only 1 hex away. But it is very high, only 1 hex away. So we have to wait that the air unit is 1 hex away from the airbase in 0602, NATO Airbase Alpha, and then we will roll a die against the 7 or less, and the air unit is detected. Now we are going to check how this will work with ADN, Air Defense Network. Air Defense Networks are represented by these kind of counters with this icon. This is the SOC-Bruchzettel. It would be normally on the op map on hex 2816. It has an NATIA rating of 5 and a detection range of 6. The detection range of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is enough to detect this unit. The ADN of NATO or the Warsaw Pact may be in 3 different states: fully operational, limited operational, out of service. So if it is fully operational, in this hex an air unit is automatically detected. If it would be limited operational, we would have to roll on the table. We see limited ADN installations on op maps right here. Detection at 6 hexes would be a probability of 20. So roll 2 or less, or we wait until it is closer and we will have a higher probability to detect it. Headquarters. Headquarters have a detection range of 1, like air bases or airports. So again, we will have to wait until the air unit is right here to be able to try to detect it. Each ground unit, except headquarters, have a detection range of only in the same hex, so the 0 hex range. Then it is quite high, but still it's not given that the air unit is detected. The assets with the best range for detecting enemy air units are of course AWACS, like this one. It has an icon for EWDA. It's an AWACS, it's an E3A, and let's have a look at its detection range. So here we have air units, it's an A3A Sentry, air, so at the range of 6 hexes like it is now, we would have a very high probability of detecting the air unit. And we have, of course, very far-reaching radars, but probability of really detecting a target is lower. And then, of course, we also have certain air units, combat air units, that have also radar to detect enemy air units. And in this case, we have chosen the F-15A. We are in the detection zone. There is also a BVR zone, but we are going to look at that in another video. So detection is F-15A and C Eagles have an air detection capability of 6 hexes away. It's low, but it's there. And it also gets higher the closer the air unit gets. So rolling a 3 or less at a distance of 6 would detect it. In this case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll a 5 or less to detect the air unit. That's basically how detection works. Again, to engage an enemy air unit, it has to be detected. As long as it is undetected, you may not launch interceptors and you may not initiate naval air combat or ground air combat in any case. Once it is detected for all units of your site. One important point for detection. Now you could think that you have in each hex the possibility to detect an air unit. That's not the case. Indeed, the number of detection attempts that you have is limited. I will explain to you with the AWACS. From this hex on, from 20 hexes away, I can try each hex, and of course I will get it really fast. But that does not work like that. Indeed, you have one detection attempt per strategic hex range. Strategic hex range is this. So you have one try, one attempt at detection here. It's your choice whether you do it right here or if you wait until it is closer. The next possible attempt would be at 15 hex range. Again, you could wait until it is closer to get a better probability. Or you can wait until it reaches the 5. So a unit that enters the AWACS range here at 20 hexes away, you will get 4 tries, 4 attempts at detection. Once in this range, once in this range, once in this range, and one last attempt in this range. So for AWACS it's nearly impossible not to detect enemy units coming close to them. But for other units you will see, for example, units that have not been built for air-to-air combat, well, you can get quite close. Now this is for the operational map. On the strategic map, you don't have this granularity of all of these hexes. This is the 0 hex, strat hex. If units are moving on the strat map, then you will take these numbers in the dark boxes. So if the unit is 1 strat hex away, then you will take the 7. If it is 2 hexes away on the strat map, it's a probability of 20. You have the explanation of 0 hex on strat map, 1 hex on strat map, 2 hex on strat map, or on the op map, the different ranges. That's all for the detection for now. Bye bye.